Welcome back, everybody. How we doing tonight? Thanks for joining. Today we're going to be reloading the 35 Remington here. We're going to be doing a fun little reduced load with a 130 grain cast bullet. It's sized to 358. It's the Lee 358-125. It's about 130 grains after powder coat with my specific alloy. It's about 12 BNH. According to the internet and things, I haven't actually tested it, but we're using Winchester large rifle primers. We're using Trail Boss, approximately 9.5 grains. That's the starting load with their reduced load formula. And there you go, folks. Let's get at it. So today I'm only going to be loading up 20 of these rounds. I've never used Trail Boss for the Remington with this specific bullet, but here I have another reduced load I was working on. This is the 200 grain, 358-200. It's about 205 grains, again with my alloy and powder coated. 358-200, this one's using about 10 grains of 700X, also a super fun load. We'll be shooting that one also. I've got 20 of those loaded up over here, but here we go. We're going to get back at it with today's load. This one's just a dummy round I have so I can get my seating die set whenever I want to load this specific load up. So without further ado, let's get at it. All my cases here have already been sized and primed. Here we've got the Winchester large rifle. I've also expanded the case mouth out a little bit to get these lead bullets to fit in. As you can see, they fit in there just nice and beautifully. And we'll be using our RCBS Uniflow right here to get our powder. We can knock them out real quick, all 20 of these. And then I'll set the bullets on top and then we'll seat them. This has a built-in crimp as well, so we'll get that taken care of all in one step. I've got my Uniflow over here just clamped onto my little bench here where I've got some other heavy crap laying that down so it's not moving too far. Makes for a good platform to throw the powder measure on. I've got my cases all lined up here. They're all primed once again. They've all been expanded on the necks. And we're going to powder them all up here real quick. This Uniflow makes quick work. And it is super accurate. With Trail Boss, however, these little donuts, they'll often get caught when you're doing this. So you have to make your movement very deliberate and sort of cut through them if you have to. Oh, there we go. And here's, you'll see the first 10 of these. Maybe I can get a good angle. They're all pretty even in there. If you haven't seen Trail Boss before, it's a really interesting, super bulky powder. It's kind of these little donuts here. And you basically fill up the entire case. As long as it's not compressed, you're good. Some people say it smells like eggs and sulfur and stuff. I don't know, man. But I love it. I'm going to get these other 10 here charged up real quick and ready to go. And then we'll get on to seating here, so I'll see you down at the seating die. Here we are at the seating die, everybody. We're going to use our dummy round here to get our die set and dialed in at the correct overall length. As you can see, I'm not even going to measure the OAL. I'm going to just make sure I have my crimp right there in that last lube groove to make sure I've got a nice strong hold on this. So we get nice uniform ignition every single time we pull the trigger. So here we are. We're going to take our dummy round and run it all the way up in the ram. Since I already know where my crimp is going to be set and where my depth is, I can engage the crimp already with my die by setting the body all the way down. Here, my seating stem, once our body's down, we're going to lock the body in place. Now we can lower our seating stem. There it is, that's all we get out of there, and now we'll lock that. And now we're done with our dummy round. So now that that's installed, we're going to get these bullets set right on top here, and then we'll get them all seated. And once again, before we're going to seat any bullets, we're going to double check that we have powder in every case. We're going to make sure we don't have a double charge, which is really hard to do with Trail Boss. And we're going to make sure that they're all pretty much even. We're not going to see, you know, a tenth of a grain difference, but we will see, come on camera. We're not going to see a tenth of a grain difference, but we will be able to see, you know, a large discrepancy, which will let us know something is wrong, and we can either rethrow that one, measure it, whatever we have to do. So I've got my bullets here set into our case. They're not actually seated yet, they're just kind of popped on top. We're going to run this first one up here and make sure our die is dialed in. I'm going to pop this off here. Don't need the primer catcher right now, do we? Come on, there we go. Alright, we're going to run this first one up, make sure we got our die dialed in. Make sure our bullet's in there nice and straight. There we go, we'll go all the way down. And looks just a hair long, but this piece of brass might be slightly shorter. So I'm gonna run the seater down just a little bit. So I gotta unlock here and then move that down just a hair. Run her back on up. Alright, now that we've got that, we'll also hit the crimp just a smidge and then compensate for that amount on the seating. There we go. Alright. Beautiful. There is our first round. We'll pop this back one over here, and now we can just go for it. I'm going to keep my eye on the first couple of them. Turn 90 degrees, run it up again. There we go. You can hear the powder in there. 9.5 grains of Trail Boss. Oh yeah. Alright, yeah, I need to trim this brass next time they get shot because they're pretty inconsistently sized here. I got all this stuff off of the Reloading Discord, all the brass, so it's all mixed. It's all Remington head stamped, but it's all from different lots and different guns and everything, so I need to get one of those Lee case gauge and trimmers for the 35 Remington. The whole $5, but then that'll make these a lot more even, more uniform, which is always good. And I'm just kind of going like this because there'll be little flakes that sometimes come off once you've expanded the neck and then you're crimping it again. You're moving the brass a lot, so sometimes you'll get little shavings coming out. But it's not going to hurt anything. There's number 9. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get all these seated here, and we'll be back with you here in a minute. Alright, we have got our 20 bullets completely seated and crimped and ready to go. These are going to be super fun, light recoil. And I hope I can hear them hitting the steel, you know. But there you go. We've got our Winchester large rifle primers, Trail Boss powder, and the Lee 358-125 powder coated, sized as 358. There you go. Thanks so much for joining me, folks. I'm going to try and get some range footage with this, maybe a couple targets, see what they're doing. I don't have a chronograph, so we're not going to get any of that data, but oh well. If I can shoot a group with it, it'll be fun. If I can hit the steel, even better. So thanks for joining me, guys. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.